To begin with, what is your name and give a quick background of yourself?
Hi, I'm Hannah Collett. I am a freshman here at UNC. I'm from Long Island, New York, and I am a history and English and comparative literature major with a naval science minor.
All right, and just to go on, so you work for the Daily Tar Heel. Can you explain your role on the team? And can you give a quick summary of what your job is compared to like other staffers, such as the writers?
I am a copy and audience engagement staffer at the DTH. So essentially what I do is I copy edit stories that come through from the writers. I don't write anything. I essentially look for AP, like grammar style errors. I make sure that all the facts are correct. And then after I finish editing a story, I submit it and then I write the socials. So the Twitter, the Instagram, and the Facebook content related to the story that I just copy edited.
Sweet. And right now we're in the student union, but where do you usually go for your shift, and how has the coronavirus affected this?
So I'm a freshman staffer, and normally I've been told that we copy desk editors would take their shifts in the DTH office on Franklin Street. I've been there once or twice. It seems like it would be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, all desk staffers are online because of Corona. So I take my shift kind of wherever works for me. Normally I take the Monday shifts in my dorm, and I try to take the Wednesday shifts here because I have a friend who's a fellow copy editor who has the same shift as me. So we meet up here and we do our shift together. Makes me feel like a bit more of part of a team.
Yeah, that must be nice to have like someone who you can work with. And I would try to do that as a writer myself. And can you kind of just go more into what your shift routine is like?
So essentially, I take the late shifts on Mondays and Wednesdays. So my shift starts at 7:30. At 7:30, I open my laptop, I get on Slack. My desk editors will say, "Hey guys, we're starting," and they'll start sending slugs for the stories, which are little short story names that kind of give a summary of what the story is about. They'll send out a slug and give us a time that we have to have a copy edited by. In order to take a story, I react to it with a thumbs up emoji. I log into this platform called CEO, where all of the Daily Tar Heel stories are uploaded from the writers after they've gone through their individual desk editors, but before they're published. Within CEO, I can check out the story that I'm supposed to take, and I can edit it. I can there's these little highlighted portions, which are the CQs or facts. And with each CQ, there's a little side comment that has a link to the website or wherever the reporter got the information from. So I follow that trail of breadcrumbs and ensure that people's names are spelled correctly, that facts are correct, that years are correct, statistics for sports stories, and I double check everything. I also check over the stories for grammar and AP style, and if something's wrong, I can make an edit, or I can reach out to a desk editor and say, "Hey, these facts don't match up."
Okay, nice. That is really descriptive. I love that. Now this is kind of going to personal questions, but what motivates you to do something in the newspaper industry? Or is there kind of like a different passion that's driving you right now?
I was always interested in the Daily Tar Heel. I went to a very small all-girls Catholic school, and we didn't have a school newspaper. I've always been interested in writing, hence the English major. I had never had the opportunity to get involved in journalism, and the DTH seemed like a really great opportunity. It's a teaching newspaper. I had always been a really big editor. I always edited my friends' essays in high school, and when I heard that there was a copy job and something that I could do where I was editing and not necessarily writing, because I don't necessarily have an interest in journalistic writing, then I decided I would try it out, and I've loved it ever since.
Okay, so again, like broad questions and kind of personal as well. But what is your goal with the Daily Tar Heel?
I don't know what my goal for the Daily Tar Heel is. I would like to continue working as a copy staffer. I'm pondering the idea of applying for assistant desk editor and taking on some more leadership roles within the DTH next semester, but I'm sort of still feeling things out.
Okay, and I guess I don't know if you'll be able to answer this, but after 4 years, what kind of an impact do you want to have made?
I would have liked to assist in having the DTH be a close-knit community, especially when we're all back in the office. I would like to aid in the, for lack of a better term, vibe that the DTH office has, and I'd like to see us come together as a community more often. And I just raise morale after a strange year this year. I think that if I could do that, I'd be very happy with my role there.
Yeah, that would be Awesome. And let's see. What has the Daily Tar Heel meant to you so far on a personal level? Is there like kind of one big idea or concept that you can kind of take away from your experience so far at the Daily Tar Heel?
The Daily Tar Heel has brought me a lot of great friends and a lot of fantastic people in my life. And it's also taught me that it's okay to try things that you've never been a part of before. I had no journalism experience before I stepped foot into the DTH. And I've learned everything I need to know so far because it's a teaching newspaper. And I was talking to one of my friends who's a little bit higher up in the DTH, and he was the one encouraging me to apply to be an assistant editor. And I was like, I don't know how I would do that. I have no expertise. And he was like, well, you would learn. That's the entire point. He's like, that's exactly what I did. So I think that that's fascinating, and I love that concept.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. This is also my first time being in the journalism industry. I've never done anything before that. No newspaper, no high school newspaper, nothing like that. So it's also a really challenging but awesome experience as of now. How would you describe the Daily Tar Heel community? You've kind of already mentioned people like your friend who kind of persuaded you to join the Daily Tar Heel.
I would describe the Daily Tar Heel community as very welcoming and very understanding. I think that it's a great testament to the Daily Tar Heel's environment that we are a teaching newspaper, and we're also one of the nation's best college newspapers, that we can take freshmen who have never worked for a newspaper before, and we can help transform them into these amazing journalists that get internships at the Washington Post and the New York Times. I think that's incredible.
Okay, and just to finish it off, once again, a really broad question, and this has a bunch of interpretations, but what do you think the Daily Tar Heel means to the UNC people, and what legacy does it hold, and what do you want to do or believe you can do to put forth that legacy?
I think that the impact the DTH has on the Carolina community is twofold. I think that it does provide a lot of great information that is unbiased to the public. I know that some people think that the DTH is kind of iffy. A lot of people don't take it that seriously. But the DTH they broke the silent stamp story. They had the clusterfuck headline that went viral. They've exposed so many things that UNC has done, and they're really the voice of the students. And sometimes I think the student body can take that for granted, but without the DTH, there are so many things that would have gone by unnoticed by the public that the DTH exposed. So, and also I think that the DTH is somewhat of a character, for lack of a better word, around campus. People love picking up the newspapers from the Carolina Blue boxes around campus. A lot of people have ended up being interviewed for the DTH or have a story that involved them, and they get to take a paper and bring it home to their families. So I think it's really great. Everybody wants one of the Duke UNC rivalry papers. So I think that we're very well loved overall.
Did you get one of those clusterfuck merch that?
Oh, absolutely.
I've always wanted that. And